chemical. Right, let's start. So my 5 tips to overcome cravings and emotional eating in 2021 are as follows. Now, number 1 is super important to start with the goal in mind. Now, when we get really clear about what is our goal and why we want to overcome whatever issues, health issues we are having, then it really allows us to actually get there. So, for example, the goal should be a SMART goal. So, it should be really very specific, measurable, and should be really clear that you can achieve it. So measurable would be something where you say, okay, I want to lose a certain amount of weight, or I want to eat a certain amount of foods every time, or whatever it is. So to make it very clear. But the more important part is to get the why of your goal. Like if you say, for example, I want to lose weight, get clear why. For example, if you want to lose 20 pounds, it will give you more energy maybe. And like this, you can play with your children. That is an important goal because, of course, it motivates you to want to play with your children maybe better than you're doing right now, whatever it is. So get really clear on the why and set the goal, write it down what it is. Especially today in the beginning of the year we are there. I'm actually working on my goal planning. So I'm reviewing last year and then I plan my goals for next year's, the bigger ones, and then I cut it down into smaller ones. I write them down. Even a good thing is to make a vision board, for example. If you're a visual person, maybe you want to do a vision board and get super clear. So maybe you want to include more vegetables. So cut out pictures of healthy food, right? That you can add every day. And like this, you're able actually to stick to it and you see it every day in front. And writing it down and sharing it with somebody makes it even better. Number 2 is planning. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Planning is really what's super important. Planning your goals and planning your habits around that. So for example, when I go back, obviously, to overcome your cravings is eating the right things and not eating, obviously, sugary things is something that goes into the planning. So meal planning would be number 1. And by the way, I'm sharing meal plans. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. And like this, I can help you to set up meal plans or to help you develop your own meal plans as well. I'm helping you in planning to have healthier habits. I'm a habit coach on coach.me. And so I'm helping you also. I can help you to implement those healthier habits so you can really have it in. So for example, the way I'm working is I'm planning, I have my bigger goals for the year. And then I set my 3-month plan. And from there, I normally have 1 to 2 weeks smaller planning goals. So I kind of have my bigger milestones in the 3 months, and then I plan my different habits, my steps, week on week on week. And I normally plan, I review, I plan forward. I review, I plan forward. And of course, in between, I implement, right? But planning is really super important. I also plan my days, by the way, even during the holidays. It's really important. I see a lot of people who fall off the wagon because they haven't planned during holidays or weekend. So when you go to work, maybe you're normally planning, you work every day. 8 o'clock you go to work, you do your emails, and then maybe you have meetings, whatever it is. The same way you should ideally plan your private life and your habits. So the best thing is, for example, to plan for morning habits. I'm huge on my morning routine. I have my meditation, I have my yoga, my gym, I have a smoothie, whatever it is. So I really plan around there so I can get really clear. And when you plan and when you write it down, you are more likely actually to stick to it. Bonus points, of course, for when you share it with your friends or an accountability partner or your coach. That's, by the way, what I do on coach.me. And by the way, I want just to share my handle. So if you want to find out a little bit something about me, you can always check that out. So that is, check me out on here. Should have typed this before. So you can find out more. And if you want to sign up, feel free. There are, I think, 3 days free of charge. You can check it out. So planning is really super important. Writing it down, making 3 months plans, weekly plans, daily plans, and reviewing them. And then, by the way, a very good tip is to celebrate. I see also often that people are beating themselves up and looking only at the negative thing. Oh, I haven't eaten as many vegetables I wanted. Oh, I have eaten too many cookies, or whatever it is, or I didn't go to the gym. So people are in general, I see that a lot with my clients, they beat themselves up. They see only the negative. So when it's positive, celebrate, right? Be there. Yay, I did it. And start when you plan also with small goals. You know, super important. If you plan, and I've just a client who went all in. Normally, I tell my clients to start small. And that was one of the clients who kind of is the type of person who goes all in. And so I told him, no, start small. Add maybe just 1 glass of water. Add 1 meal with vegetables. Add 5 minutes or 3 minutes even of meditation. Don't try 1 hour every day. You're not going to stick to that if you haven't done that in your whole life or so. So try really to plan small steps and then implement them as a regular habit, and then add on and add on and add on, and you get better. By the way, every day opt for 1% of improvement. After 72 days, you're going to reach 100% improvement. It's that powerful. So just go for small little things, but plan them. Plan for the unforeseen. So plan for your weekends, for your holidays. As I said, often we fall off during those times because we are really, you haven't really planned for it. And then on the holidays, we are relaxed and then suddenly we start eating, right? I know it. And by the way, plan also to be unhealthy at times. There is no way that you're going to go to the party and not eat maybe a little bit of the dessert that's there on the buffet, but plan to have a small little piece on there. Okay, got it. Now, what are 3 steps or habits? Or no, let me start. I would like to know from you the 1 or 2 goals that you have this year. And let's stay in the focus of eating, health, weight, or whatever it is, right? So let's stay more on the health and wellness sector. So I don't want to know your goals in business or so. So what's the 1 or 2 goals you have? And what are the 3 habits you want to implement within the next 1 month? And what is the 1 habit the 1 step you can implement now, like today or tomorrow morning? Type that in the chat here, and I would love to know. So your kind of top goal, health goal, wellness goal for this year, and the sort of 3 steps you can take into that direction in the next month, and the 1 step you can take right now or tomorrow or whatever it is, right? Type that in the chat. Let's get ourselves motivated and let's, keep each other accountable. So when you type that, you have put it on a piece of paper and copy paste it on your computer after so you can keep it and just have that here, right? And it's really important. I am continuing while you do that, I'm continuing with step number 3. So far we have goal planning. Number 3 is environment. Set up your environment positively conducive to achieving your goals. Right. Now, if you want to get rid of cravings for sugar, sweet things, chips, whatever it is, pizza, whatever it is, get the stuff out of your house, right? If you are having that in your fridge and you open your fridge and it slaps you in your face, or when it is in your kitchen cupboard or wherever it is and it slaps you there, of course you're gonna eat that stuff. I mean, I do it, to be honest, right? But I don't have that stuff normally. I had it over Christmas, gonna get out of this house because, the new year for me as well. And I planned for, by the way, a little bit unhealthier Christmas as well. It's important, I like to have an 80-20 or 90-10 kind of thing, and that really works well for me. I don't want to beat myself up. but the environment must be clean, right? So if you are with a family and the family has perhaps unhealthy eating habits, have them use one cupboard that is maybe locked with a key or something like that, but don't have it in front. And in the contrary, have in front something that's super healthy, maybe healthy snacks like carrots or with a dip or something, or some nuts or something like that. But put the unhealthy stuff away, donate it, throw it away, whatever it is, but get it out and have healthy things. Very often it is that when we come home and, we are tired and all that, we are kind of grabbing what's available. And if you have something healthy available, you're going to grab that, right? So rid yourself of unhealthy things. Also, that goes, by the way, with distractions, right? If distractions add more to stress, and that's why maybe you are a stress eater, right? And when you're have more stress and you're eating more, get rid of the distractions. Facebook, perfect sample. Get rid of your Facebook on your phone, on your computer, and so on. And maybe you want also to look into your environment, people, right? Maybe you have a couple of people that are negative for you and add to the stress, and you want to put boundaries on or get rid of them if you can, or whatever it is. So look really into environment and have a positive, healthy environment. Right, I see a couple of people already shared some things. David, your goal is to cut out processed sugar and to become more aware of nutrition labels. Well done. Label reading, one of the biggest things I find. Dovile, I hope I pronounce your name correctly. If not, sorry for that. To be more healthy and meal planning, running, yes, and better sleep habits. I am fully on sleep habits. By the way, sleep habits are one of the most important things. They affect directly your hormones, your hunger, satiety hormones, plus plenty of others, and that can negatively affect your cravings. So sleep is non plus ultra for less cravings, right? And vice versa. And meal planning, of course, important. Bharathi, hi. Your goal, healthy and weight reduction, habit, meditation. I love every morning I meditate, and in the evening also. Walking, mindful eating. I have a very handy mindful eating handout, by the way. If you're interested, let me know. And Nesha, you want to start exercise and get rid of junk food, right? If you look, I just put it up in here again, my little handle, if you want to get in contact with me, or if you have any questions, you want maybe to even book a session with me, or so, you can do so. So feel free to reach out. Right, now we had number 3, environment. Number 4 is, of course, nutrition and lifestyle. That's the non plus ultra for me. I work a lot in. I believe, however, everything else comes together. But nutrition and lifestyle is important to overcome cravings. Now, I give you 3 things that are important and a couple of things that you could leave out. I cannot go obviously too much into everything, but let's just speak about the one thing that's really important is fiber. Having enough fiber in your diet will improve your digestive health, will improve your hormones, and will also indirectly and directly reduce your cravings. Fiber is in general non-starchy vegetable is your best source, but also things like beans, lentils, and so on have really great fiber. So you should have a lot of vegetables in the form of fiber, right? And that helps you really to overcome cravings and stay full, and at the same time, have a healthy weight as well. And a lot of other things, which I can't go in all now. The other thing super important is protein. I see a lot of people who are not eating enough protein. So many people do know that we should have a lower carb diet, and that is in general true. I believe in personalized nutrition. That's what I work with my clients on. So personalized nutrition is super important, of course, and we are all different. So I cannot say generally what should be, but many people who see me have too much carbohydrates. And in carbohydrates, I mean starchy carbohydrates, because vegetables are carbohydrates or have carbohydrates too mostly. So I speak about starchy. And so that is really something that I would recommend, enough protein, because that helps you to keep your blood sugar stable instead of using carbs. And when you eat too many carbs, your sugar levels go up, blood sugar levels, sorry, go up and down. And that actually makes you tired and adds more to cravings and more to stress. So you want to keep your cortisol and your blood sugar a little bit stable, and that you can reach with fiber and protein, right? So protein, not too much meat. Think also plant-based protein. Always remember that. But definitely having enough protein will help you to curb your cravings. The third part is healthy fats. Healthy fats that can be nuts, seeds, oils like olive oil, avocado. Love avocado, very high on it, and all that. Sorry, some noise outside. And then we still need some carbs in terms of starch, but also opt rather for whole grains or so. Right. So this is in terms of the nutrition. Miriam, hi there. Welcome. You're asking number 1, 2, and 3. I just will repeat very quickly. So 1 is goal setting. 2 is planning habits. 3 is environment. 4 is nutrition lifestyle. That's where we are. So for the nutrition and lifestyle, important are fiber, protein, healthy fat, and keep a little bit of whole grain carbohydrates, right? Plan your meals. It goes a little bit back into the planning, but having planned your meals and your snacks as well is really important. That's where I see the biggest success when I'm working with my clients. So remember to plan your meals in advance, your shopping list and all that. Always have a healthy snack available, right? And a good idea is also to find out your triggers. When you are craving always something, let's say in 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or when you come home after work at 6 o'clock and you're craving, maybe have a snack just before you have normally the trigger, normally before you are having that craving, before you want something. So often that's important, and find out what you're actually hungry for. And that's the main thing, by the way, where you really, really want to know what are you really hungry for, because it's never the food, right? You're either really hungry, that should be on the meal times and maybe a snack, but when you are craving some kind of sweet stuff, you are normally not hungry. So you might want to find out what you're really hungry for, and I'm going to get to that right now. But find out what is going on, what are the triggers, and what can you do instead? Maybe a walk, maybe you're actually thirsty. How many people need water? Let me actually drink, and you should drink too. And by the way, if you have any questions, please do type them in the chat. Right. So really get clear on what you're really hungry for. Is it dehydration? Is it maybe that you just need a friend? You feel lonely? Is it that you need a walk? Are you stressed? Whatever the trigger is, work out. Cut out the energy thieves. And somebody mentioned it earlier. Sleep, for example, is so important. If you are not sleeping your ideally 8 to 9, okay, let's say 7 to 9 hours, you are going to have cravings, right? Because the melatonin, which is your sleep hormone, is directly linked to the other hormones, and that affects your ghrelin and leptin. That's the hunger and the satiety hormones, respectively, and they will be affected, right? So you want to look into that, into stress management. You want to look into exercise, of course, and all these things. So look really in the nutrition lifestyle. What is really going on there? What are the triggers, right? And by the way, I spoke about something earlier, and I will share with you also just something here. I spoke earlier about blood sugar. Very important for your cravings to have a regular blood sugar. And I mentioned, having the protein, the fiber, and so on, that you all need to have that. So I want to share with you here a sort of a meal plan, which is my balanced blood sugar kit, which gives you, that's free, by the way, so you can download it. So that gives you directly really something which gives you balanced food, balanced meals. So it gives you some meal plans, but very simple. It gives you a smoothie. I love my smoothies in the morning. So you get a smoothie recipes and lots of tips actually to keep your blood sugar balance, and that helps with craving. So you have that, you can check out in the chat. I share that with you. Right. And now number 5, I am passionate about number 5 is the mindset. Now, the biggest thing is that very often we do well over a short time of time and then we stop. Why do we stop? Because we have limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. How many of you, say, oh, I will never get there, right? Or oh, I'm a loser, or I can't do it anymore. Or they will just, they do really well and suddenly they go overboard and binge eat or whatever it is. I would love to know, if you're happy to share, obviously, who is that type of person? I am, by the way. We all are in a way, more or less maybe, but how often do we have this limiting beliefs, this negative mindset, the procrastination? And it all goes back to fear, by the way. Fear of failure, but more importantly, fear of success. What if you were to be successful? Would your partner still love you? Would your family maybe be jealous, or your friends? Would maybe your life be different? Would you actually not like yourself? Maybe you might become a mean person. All this kind of chit chat in your subconscious mind is preventing us from going through. And that's something I am super passionate, and I work with my clients a lot on this. Because yes, of course, there's the physical root causes and biochemical and all that we talked about. But if your mindset is in a negative self-limiting belief or so, we're never going to get there. If you believe that you will never lose that weight, if you believe that you are not able to succeed in life, guess what? You will never. You will never succeed. You will never get there. It's a hard truth. And once and you accept it, then you can start actually transform and develop permanent healthy habits. And that's where I come in. And I'm really, really passionate. I think you hear me even. I'm really passionate about that, because the problem is that people try diet after diet after diet, and it's just not working. So working on the mindset, and we can do that with mindful eating. We can do that with practicing self-love, with mantras, positive mantras, journaling, working with a coach like me, for example, stress management, having more balance, and all this. Right. So these are the big things, the 5 steps to overcome emotional eating, cravings, weight issues, and health issues as well, to have a better 2021. I mean, we all have been through a lot last year. I had my fair share. I lost my mom last year. I, of course, like everybody else, was faced with COVID restrictions and changes. It was happening right when we moved from Portugal to Italy. We moved 3 times this year. So we had a lot of things here that affect me, as well. And I know you had your fair share of things as well. So let's make this year 2021 with a conscious choice of improving these areas. So I remind you, those 5 areas to overcome cravings and emotional eating in 2021 are: set your goal, get super clear on your goal, what it is, make it really, write it down, work on it, make it a SMART goal, and visualize it. Plan your habits, 3 monthly, weekly habits, and so on. And then have the right environment, get rid of the unhealthy things. And by the way, please, before I get to the next point, start typing your questions in. We have 5 more minutes left. So if you have any questions, I'm very happy to reply to them now. So the environment, get rid of distraction and declutter. Number 4, get your nutrition and lifestyle right. Here in the chat, I have shared a meal plan for you. And then get also, plan your meals, plan your healthy snacks and all that. And number 5, get your mindset right, work on your mindset, check out if there are any limiting beliefs or so. If you would like to work with it, get deeper, I'm on coach.me. I have there several programs. They are really easy programs, digital coaching, but also I have one-on-one coaching. I have a group coaching program. So if you would like to get hold of me, please do so. I maybe should also put my website on here. Do that. So you have my website, so you can contact me there if you want. I have normally also a one-on-one session free of charge. However, that I will only start on the 7th of January. I'm actually on holiday right now, believe it or not, but I wanted to pop in today. And I wanted to find out any questions about cravings. And now, please, again, what is the one step you're going to take after this talk, this one thing that you are doing right now? Geraldine, everyone in my family eats a lot of sugar. It almost seems genetics. Now, one thing here, Geraldine, is genetics load the gun and the environment pulls the trigger, right? Even so, that means even though your family might have genetically a sugar thing or so going on, it's up to you. You have a choice. It does not mean that you need to eat a lot of sugar. You can choose. You might need to work hard on it. I don't say it's easy, but you have a choice. If you have the right you put in the right steps, like the 5 steps I was sharing today, you can overcome your cravings. If you tell yourself that you're gonna have the cravings because everybody in your family has it, likely you're gonna continue like this. Keep that in mind. And for everybody else, you are not born with cravings. You are not born fat. You are not born unhealthy necessarily. There are some exceptions, obviously, but a lot of things is really done due to poor eating, poor lifestyle, and so on, and you can change that, right? You might need help. Get a coach, okay? I have a coach. I have plenty of coaches who help me to overcome my thing. Right, now, Bharathi, now meditation, walking, mindful eating, that's something you're gonna do, right? So let's work on it for this year, right? We can get there. We can get all there together. Let me know any other questions. David, what is your favorite healthy snack? What would you say fills us up and satisfy sweet cravings? Great question. The one thing for me I really like is hummus. I love hummus. My husband does his own hummus with carrot stick. I'm also really, I'm absolutely into nuts. So I normally mix nuts with some vegetable. Sometimes a boiled egg might be just doing the trick. Just a little bit of vegetable, carrot sticks, celery sticks, maybe a baby tomato, maybe a little bit of fruits as well. What else? I like seeds a lot. So these are some healthy snacks. And perhaps if it's something like more snack-wise, brown rice cakes are really a great option as well. I hope that helps for you. Nia, after having lunch, dinner, or any heavy meal, I have cravings for sweets. How to get over them, right? That is a great question. Balance your meals. I have shared a little bit up there. I shared my blood sugar balance kit. So have a balanced lunch. As I said, add more fiber, add healthy protein, less carbohydrates. Start your day maybe with a healthy smoothie with lots of protein in here, right? So that's already one idea. So it's really about the balance. And if you want to work on, please contact me through coach.me, and I'm happy, to work on that, or we can have a call and I can help you to sort that one out. Geraldine, do you pay attention to calories? Good question. I'm not a calorie counter. I keep an eye on calories, on overall calories, but calories are, it's really more about the quality of calories. You can have a hamburger and you can have nuts. The nuts actually have more more calories, but they're much healthier, right? So you want to keep that really into mind. I'm looking a little bit more on macronutrients, actually, the balance of protein, healthy fats, carbohydrates, and the fiber. I always look far more into that. In my group coaching and one-on-one coaching program, for example, I have my clients track their macros. I use an app for that. And so I can always have a look, and we slowly improve it and see what works. Remember, we all are different. So what works for one is not necessarily working for the other. Right, I love those questions. Is it really that we become what we eat? What should be eaten for more focus? Reg, that's too good question. Yes, we become what we eat, but we can always say we are what we eat or we eat what we are. And that's far more what I would say. We eat what we are, right? If you are respecting yourself, you will nourish your body with a healthy food. But if you're not respecting yourself, maybe you're not, really nourishing your body that much with the right food. Think about it. It's a good question. I love that question, actually, Raj. Thank you. So think about it. And for everybody else, it's really start nourishing yourself, put good things into, like, you use nice cream on your face, right? At least for some. I try to do it. I do, some routines or so for my face to try not to look too wrinkly. Now, but I eat also good food, right? Because that's equally important. So it's a holistic approach as well. And what should be eaten for more focus? Look, I cannot go into all the details right now. If you're interested, please do sign up with me. The one thing, again, I go really into it, a healthy balance of fiber, protein, healthy fats. Healthy fats are very important for focus, by the way, but so is fiber and protein, and much less carbohydrates. Carbs are important, so don't leave them out. That's what I would say. But it's definitely something I would remember. And then a couple of foods are helping with focus, for example, like nuts or so, but that goes a little bit beyond that talk today. Listy, hi Listy. Any advice to overcome sugar cravings during PMS? It's really overwhelming and it's pretty hard. Goes back. First of all, PMS, your PMS is basically signs and symptoms. Cravings are signs and symptoms. Overweight is signs and symptoms. Diabetes type 2 are signs and symptoms, so on, right? So you want to look into the root cause why you have PMS and why you have those cravings, right? Again, probably what I say, and I don't know you, but very often people who have a lot of PMS or very strong symptoms during menopause or whatever it is, usually they have an estrogen dominance, and that is very often brought on by other hormones that are imbalanced and very often by the food that is not conductive. So too much sugar, too many carbs, that's usually that spikes your estrogen and that affects your PMS. So getting rid of sugar, of course, will help you to have less cravings, right? And I know it's a vicious circle. So start by introducing more fiber, protein, healthy fat, and reduce your carbohydrates and opt for whole grain, so whole carbohydrates, so less processed food. And slowly, that's something. And again, if you need help, please reach out to me, right? I shared my handles there, so you can check it out. And I'm very happy to help you with this. Right. Hope I answered all those questions. Teroni, if you respect yourself, you will eat nourishing foods. Thank you for sharing that you like that. Okay, absolutely. Mary Myth, I guess you're gone already. Bye. I know you have to go for other sessions and I have to wind up to be respectful to my other people. Thank you, guys. Again, if any last minute question or if you need anything, let me know. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining. Happy 2021. Let's hope for everybody it will be better. Thank you. I'm very grateful for you. And I would love to join or see you after this call. Bye-bye. And for those who watch the replay as well, thank you. Bye.